Hey there, hi there, ho there, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Better Merch, Better Marketing podcast. Hey, we're doing this just a little differently. This is one of the things about content is we try to do better and we try to evolve. I'm one of your hosts, Kirby Hasseman, and joining me as always is our branding bestie, Jade Kreider. Jade, how are you?
I'm doing magical. I'm doing wonderful. It's been a busy day. We're expanding the team, and I'm getting to do some of that. And I think it's been a really fun process. So,
Yeah, it has.
how about you?
We just as a shout out, we have one of our team members that's leaving, and so we haven't made that announcement yet. We'll do that pretty soon. But with her exit, she's going to be here for a little while longer, then we're going to be hiring somebody else. And so that's what we're doing. And we're kind of rethinking what that looks like. And that's always exciting and scary and anxious. And so,
All the above.
yeah. And I appreciate your willingness to jump in and help us do interviews and all that stuff. So it's
been
very,
fun.
very good. Hey, if you're new around here, this is the Better Merch, Better Marketing podcast. Our goal here is to help you elevate. We create Helevate marketing. So help you elevate your marketing and your merch. Check us out, HassemanMarketing.com. And we've got all kinds of content there, tools, all that sort of thing. So you can check us out there. Okay. So let's dive into some topics and see if we can maneuver this in this new format.
Let's do it. All right. So we're starting off for your sake and for the audience's sake with the Mariah Carey TikTok video.
Okay.
And I think that it's just a TikTok video. It could have been an ad, like a full-on commercial, but I think it's just like a TikTok ad that was essentially, as you may know, Halloween is over, and so Jade Kreider thinks that it's Christmas.
It's not?
It is. And so essentially Mariah Carey came out and she did this whole video. The one that I saw was with Sephora. So I keep hearing about a Mariah Carey video. I think it's the one with Sephora. So I think it's kind of a double whammy. But it was essentially her coming out and her doing her, it's time. Da, 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 da. Did you like that?
Great.
But so, number one, there's two sides to this that I thought we could kind of bring this back in. Number one, the top comment said that she essentially has an endless marketing loop because she can continue to do that exact same video every year till the day she dies.
Okay, I love that. Okay.
And past. And so, she has one Christmas. Her and Michael Bublé.
Yeah, right.
But the other part of it was that they did it with a Sephora ad. And I know very little about this ad, so I am hoping I don't think I'll be upsetting anybody. People said it was controversial because they were making fun of people that were boycotting something, and I don't even know why people are boycotting something. So again, this is me saying I'm not taking a political stance on this. I just think it's interesting that people are like, the Sephora ad with her, because you're doing the opposite, right? I went looking for the ad because you were mad about it.
Yeah.
And now I'm watching the ad.
Right.
And went, it's Christmas. Like, I was excited. So, but yeah, any thoughts you have, any 2 cents?
Yeah. And I don't know that I understand the intricacies of what the controversy is, but I did have a thought.
Looked into it more.
I did have a thought about this because I think when it comes to content, you're exactly right. Every year, Mariah Carey prints money at Christmas time for songs that I don't particularly like, but
exactly
everybody it has become ubiquitous, and she's making royalties every time, and so good for her. And I actually think that there is a tie-in to small business here because I think that we often create content as a one-off loop. Right? We just go, okay, hey, I'm going to do this because this event's coming up and I'm going to create a piece of content around how you can do this one event. And that's cool. But I've found that some of the best content marketers are ones that create content that you can bring back all the time. Gary Vaynerchuk does this really well. So like today's August 1st and August 1st is, grind season. And this video is for everybody who's graduating college. And this video is for Like, so they've purposefully created something that is good today, that is good next year, that is good the year after that. And so they can revisit it. And in the moment it's good. B, you don't have to recreate it. And the C part is like, it almost gives you more credibility when the same piece of content is appropriate in year 5.
Multiple times.
Right. And so I think I have thought about this, but not enough. I haven't given this. We tend to do things like this piece of content is,
Mm-hmm.
while it's appropriate to listen to it from a month or two or whatever, like we're talking about a trending topic for right now.
Right.
Whereas I love the pieces of content that I can be like, oh, I'm gonna go back and watch that again.
Re-listen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that Mariah Carey kind of gives us that lesson. Michael Bublé
Mm-hmm.
gives us that lesson. It's like,
Well,
dude, if you own this, every year you own it.
it's funny because as you were talking, I remembered what her video actually was, and she was really smart about it. So, like, for months, the last couple of months, she's been doing videos where the song will like start, where it's like ding, 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 and she'll go, not yet. And so then her video was her doing that a couple times, and then it did the ding, 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 and she did, it's time, or whatever. And so, again, on that same topic of not only is she redoing it year after year, but now she's building on it. And
Mm,
now this year she did 5 videos leading up to it. And I'm sure last year she did whatever. And so
yeah.
next year she'll do 10 videos leading up to it or like whatever it
Uh,
is. It's again, it's she has figured out that TikTok likes her.
yeah.
TikTok likes the it's time sound.
Mm.
And so it's driving it on TikTok. So again, that is the quick topic, but I thought it was just kind of a fun one.
Yeah. And then as a side note,
Mm-hmm.
you were talking about the controversy around the ads, and I don't really understand that. I do think that that's something that you and I tend to be desensitized to,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think we're as easily offended as some groups of people, and then also I love ads that are borderline.
Ah, yes. I just shipped my pants.
It's my favorite ad of all time. Favorite ad of all time.
Pants. I just shipped my pants. I just shipped my drawers.
I shipped my bed. Okay. Yeah. So sorry, I didn't mean to do the whole Kmart ad. Now,
We did, though.
the
Shout
bad
out
news
Kmart.
is, yeah, unfortunately, Kmart doesn't exist anymore. But that's one of my favorite ads. But I love
Sorry. Just the
really
irony.
fun ads that
Yeah.
just border but make you laugh. It's like I
They
miss
stand
that.
out.
Yeah.
It's you. We are still talking about the I just shipped my pants from Kmart.
Yeah.
And how many years ago was that commercial? Like,
Oh, it's great.
those are the ones that, like,
Well,
again, weren't afraid to offend somebody kind of thing.
well, and
to
they
an
did a
extent.
great job, because there's some that are funny, right? But they don't really tie to the product or the brand. Like there've been like Super Bowl ads like they used to do Super Bowl ads all the time, and they'd be funny ads or they'd be entertaining ads, and at the end you'd be like, what the hell was that for? Right?
Yeah.
So it's memorable, but not for the reason. The reason that was a brilliant ad is because it was they were telling you that they ship things now. Like it was it was
so epic. It was such a good one.
Yeah,
It's such a good one. I do love that one. So it's a solid one. All right, I'm moving us on just so that we can continue to talk because I'm kind of excited about our third topic. So the next one is going to be PR boxes.
Okay.
So we're going to be. Here's my thought process. I've been doing the new social media videos. If you didn't listen to our episode last week, I talked a little bit more about this in depth. But I've been doing the social media videos, and it's funny because I find myself thinking of PR boxes for almost every single brand that I'm doing.
Okay.
And then I literally just had a moment of like, more than just these ginormous, like not ginormous, but more than these specific people need to be doing PR boxes. There's so much use for them in so many different ways, and I thought we could just kind of look at it from a different perspective, if that makes sense.
So quickly, for those who are listening to this and don't know what you're talking about, what's a PR box?
PR box. Essentially think like an influencer kit. So something you would send that the whole kind of box has your information on it, and you're sending out essentially a free package. I think they're typically free is the point of PR.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you're sending it out to get just attention to your brand.
Yeah. And
do you have a better way to put it?
No, I think it's exactly right. Essentially, you're trying to garner attention from people who have attention, right? Like, so a lot of times a PR box or an influencer kit are sent to people who have their own audience, and you want them to engage with your product, try your product, or just, try and show your product in whatever way. And so sometimes it obviously often includes branded merch, but sometimes, like you said, it's a product demo, and they're done different ways. Is that?
Yeah, we're on the same page. I just think it's one of those where I think there's the misconception that if you're doing a PR box, it has to go to the I don't know, I can't think of a single influencer right now, that it
The
has to go to these,
Kardashians.
yeah, it has to go to the Kardashians. It has
Yeah.
to go to the big ones. And ironically, the video I was watching was of an influencer who I actually really like her because she gives away all the stuff that she doesn't keep for herself. So like, I actually kind of love that because it's boosting the brand, but then also she's not throwing it away.
Yeah.
But this chick who was doing a giveaway of it had, I mean, stacks of boxes behind her. And it's like, there is a lesson too within that of give your merch boxes to the smaller, to the micro influencers, as
Yep.
they call them, because they make a bigger impact a lot of times. And so I think we could kind of double up on this as you don't have to send them to the Kardashians because
Yeah.
Hasseman Marketing is not going to be sending a merch box to the Kardashians.
Yeah.
But Hasseman Marketing might be sending merch boxes to some potential clients that have some really cool connects. And so that you can do the same thing was kind of my takeaway from this.
Yeah, one of the things that we talk about is understanding your own audience, because in
Yeah.
every audience, every niche, there are influencers and then there are micro influencers. The reality of it is a lot of the really, really large influencers, while they're great and they would have mass appeal, they might actually not speak into your niche like a smaller one because they're known specifically in that. So especially when it comes to PR kits or influencer kits or just that, like the use of influencer marketing, the micro influencers often have more impact based on the niche, right? So if you are, believe it or not, if you are in the realtor space, I'm sure there are micro influencer realtors that you could, you're not going to, the guy who did Sell in New York, and he's got best-selling books and whatever.
Yes, I know
So
who you're talking about.
Great, but there might be somebody who speaks into those smaller realtors. It's like, oh, he or she might have even more influence and they're much more reachable, and they would be maybe more excited about something like
I was
that.
gonna
So
say, and they might just appreciate it a little bit more, and then your brand or your company will leave a bigger impact on that person that you're sending it to. Again, I just think there's a lot, and even I've utilizing the same concept of like a PR box and doing that for even just your everyday, like your biggest clients or your employees, making it feel like an experience and doing the custom packaging can really, it just adds such a memory to the experience, and it's so much better.
And so I don't know if you meant to go here, but real quick, if you're going to do something like this, I think sometimes that can feel overwhelming for somebody. So let's give a couple just thoughts around how to do it. So if you're wanting to do it, and this is impromptu, so give us grace on this because we haven't thought about this until just this moment, but some things to think about if you're, let's do 50 or 100 boxes to some of these influencers, top salespeople, great customers. What are some things we should consider? Okay. I think I know the first thing you're going to say, but I'm going to let you go first so I don't steal yours.
What, custom packaging? Yeah, custom packaging feels like an obvious one.
Yeah.
But what I can say is even when you're watching, because again, I'm addicted to my phone, I'm addicted to TikTok, the ones that have the full box with a full message and are utilizing every inch of that box for their brand, they stick out more. Because like you see a stack of boxes behind an influencer, the bright, colorful ones that scream your brand are the ones that catch your eye, and they're the ones that make an impact. So the custom packaging is going to be my number one.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. So I read that one right. The other thing that I think people miss out on is that does branding on the travel. So like every UPS person, every person who sees it sitting on the thing, there's actually branding involved. So big fan of the custom packaging. My thing is really understanding. This is why you and I talk so much about who you're giving it to. So rather than just, hey, we're going to slap our logo on a bunch of shit and give it to people, this is where it's like, okay, exactly, you're selling into the running market, right? Okay, so we are going to do things that really, really would matter to them, right? Like custom shoelaces. Probably a lot of people don't care about that, but that group might.
That niche does.
If you do 100% cotton t-shirt within that, then they're probably like, no, like you want to do a more performance based blend. Some of that it's so funny because once you really understand the person you're giving it to, that seems so obvious. But if you aren't giving it that thought, then you can really miss the mark, because it's not just about the bag of peanuts or whatever it is you're showcasing, but it's like telling that whole story, and that circles around knowing who you're telling the story to.
hmm The next thing I'd say, because this came to my brain, frankly, when I was going to say the first one, was if you if it's not in the budget to do a fully custom box, get it. Do a regular box, but do custom tissue paper, and then do a fun sticker to kind of hold the tissue paper together, so they still get that
Mm-hmm.
feeling of opening something up or ripping something open, whatever it is. And then think about, and I've somebody did this, Live Bay Lash is the company that did it when I was in the aesthetics industry. They always did the custom boxes, which were killer. But then they always did pink tissue paper because it matched their branding. And
Mm-hmm.
then they always sprayed perfume on the top of the,
Mm,
again, they're
love
targeting
that.
me, so it's smart,
Yeah.
but they would spray perfume. And so you'd open the box and just go, like you'd take the biggest, just
Yeah.
like, oh, that smells so good. And then of course they'd always throw in a little freebie with your order, because again, that's just what you're ordering, kind of thing. Theirs was always one of my favorite packages to open, and I
Mm.
was paying for the stuff that was in that box. I paid for every single eyelash kit that I bought from them and looked forward to that package because it came in rainbow packaging, obviously a win. But the fact that they sprayed the perfume is such a small thing that made
That's really
such a
good.
big difference when opening that
Love
box.
that.
I
That's good.
loved that.
All the five senses, right? Like it's that's
Yes.
smart. Okay, I
I
like
listened
that.
to a podcast from them and
Yeah.
they talked about that, and I was like, makes sense because it clicked right here, girl.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, that's really
Sorry.
good. No, it's good. Two things, and I think they sort of go together. Next thought for me is tell people what to do.
Mm,
Like a lot of times you open the box, that's great. But if you say, hey, if you're willing to go here and
hmm
do this, scan this QR code, do
hmm
like they don't have to do it, but it's like, hey, here's a few things you could do with this, right?
hmm
Um, and it's a fine line. If you're sending things to influencers, you want them to use their creativity because they did that to build their audience, and you want to let them run free. On the
hmm
other side, you're like, try to garner that, right?
hmm
So the second piece of that is like, what's the hashtag they're going to use? Where are they? Like, so,
hmm
and I think those two go together. So it's like, hey,
Yeah.
go send people to this landing page, like
Mm-hmm.
do these things. So in other words, just give them guidance about rather than, hey, do a box opening. Because I will say that, you and I have both
Yes.
been blessed to get
hmm
some of this sort of stuff. And it's like, after a while, you're like, what do I do now? Like,
Yeah.
so if you can say, hey, here's what other people are doing to get their juices flowing, and then our goal is to search this hashtag or send them here or whatever. I think give people guidance so that they can help you do your thing.
One more that just came to mind while you were saying that, because again,
Mm-hmm.
we do get a good amount. One thing that I've noticed, tell people that it's coming. Don't just
Yes.
send it without any perspective. Give them
Yeah,
a heads up of just even, hey, we sent you a little goodie. Here's the tracking.
I agree.
Hey, keep your eye out for a little goodie. Because then when that comes, I'm excited to do a box opening about it because I've been thinking about it for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Whereas the ones that, like, I showed up at the office and what was handed a box and went, hey, I think we're supposed to do a box opening. You got this? It was,
Yeah.
and I went,
Now it's an obligation.
yeah, I was just like, oh. But
Yep.
if you go, hey, there's a box waiting for you at Hasseman Marketing so that you can do something fun with that and you can have some cool merch when you get there. I go, oh, fun! I can't wait to go see it. I'll do a
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
And so
That's a
it
great.
just it changes the perspective. It crossed my mind while you were saying like we get a good amount, and I was like, what drives me crazy?
Yeah.
That
Yeah. No,
when
I
it
think
suddenly feels like work, because I like doing social media, but the minute you make it feel like work, I don't like it anymore. I
yeah,
like it because it is flexible.
it's a thing. You've heard me say this before. It's make it an invitation, not an obligation, right? Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
and so I love that. Okay, cool. That was a fun topic.
Sorry, we stayed
That's
on that one for a little longer than I was thinking, but it was a fun one. This one we could be fairly quick about. I just think it was, I saw it yesterday. What?
you've given me a heads up on this, so go ahead.
Yeah, it's a very odd one. So this is out there. Bear with me, everybody, but I think it's worth listening to. So a video came up on my TikTok page yesterday. Yeah, this is for On the House, which is an Australian-based company. So I think that's important to note. This is not within the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Um, only because I was like, I want that. So they are giving, so they do free feminine hygiene. So think menstrual products. It is a free product that is paid for by advertising. So the boxes are essentially, now they say On the House on one side, and then I think they have like the fact that it's organic and eco-friendly on the other side. And then there's 3 sides open for your branding. And you pay to put your ad on this pad box or tampon box, whatever it is, and then they use 10 cents for each box given, and they donate that back to charity. And I get to walk away with a free box of tampons, essentially, is the marketing. They also have locations at a ton of different, I didn't look at all the locations, but they have essentially a box that has a digital screen on it. And you go in, it's like a vending machine for feminine hygiene. And you go in and you click what you need, and it drops it all down. And on that screen, playing 24/7, is ads. So essentially, big businesses are getting their brand advertised, and women are getting free period products. I just think it's so interesting.
I think that you've been trying to get me to talk about feminine hygiene products for like a month. That's what I think. That's what I think.
Okay. No, I actually didn't mean that, but I thought this was actually really cool, like ad-wise. And then I thought of a way to bring it back.
Okay, cool. Well, honestly, so you've sent me a couple things, and you know this. You've sent me a couple things, and I was like, no, I'm not talking about that. No, I'm not talking about that.
He wouldn't talk about the Skims underwear, guys. I really tried. He wouldn't get into it. But
that's
on this
absurd.
One is a little different because this one's marketing.
This is brilliant. Like, I will tell you, I think this is so interesting. Because I think that there is in certain cultures, there's a challenge with women getting the products they need. And so this acts as a service for that. It's interesting. One of the things I talk a lot about, and I'll try and make this quick, but I talk about the difference between rented media and owned media. And rented media is how we have advertised since the beginning of time. The radio station, the billboard, the whatever, they've built their audience, and then we rent access to that to tell our story, right? Whether that's through ads, press releases, whatever. Owned media is a fairly new concept for most small organizations, but we now have the ability through content and our websites to build our own list where we can communicate when we want to communicate. This is such a unique way to become the media company. That's what I was like, that is so interesting. Where I want to dive in and be like nerd out on, okay, talk to me about economics. What's the cost of and so I don't know any of that, but man.
Well, and I didn't do exact research, but
what an interesting different way to do this. And I think this is so creative.
Well, and this is one of those topics, again, it's feminine hygiene, so I don't want to get too deep into it, but people have been saying that this kind of stuff should be free. Whether that's true or not, I am not disagreeing or agreeing, whatever. I think to an extent, the idea that like this kind of thing could then be free to people who need it kind of thing, or if you're in a pinch, because how many times have people been in pinches and that stuff happens? But I think the way I would bring it back is the simple fact of the way that I'm this excited to get a pad with McDonald's logo on it. Like, I'm so excited because I'm like, cool, free, and I will, like, that's actually really useful to me. What's the branded merch that you're giving to, he's quit talking. But what's the branded merch that your company is giving people that they are getting this excited for to get for free? What's the thing that they're getting with your logo on it that they're going, oh my God, that's so helpful. Thank you, Hasseman Marketing, for giving me this pad.
Yeah.
There it is. I brought it back for you.
Yeah, this is great. And this is why I've not wanted to talk about this, because I am at heart an 11-year-old boy. Yeah. And so I'm going to shut her down. All my jokes, I'm shutting them down and just go,
the advertising part of it is really cool, though.
Super interesting from a business model perspective, from a marketing perspective. They are the media company and their media is the packaging. Fascinating.
It's just the packaging.
And it's so interesting.
Of course, then if you're going to do it, they did it right. They did it eco-friendly. They did it biodegradable materials. And again, if you're going to do a thing that's doing, and then they're giving money back. So it's one of those where they kind of crossed all the boxes. I'm not going to it's not in the United States yet. And I literally was like, follow, come to the United States. You've got my business, girlfriend. I think it's so interesting. The idea that this has not been thought of as one of those moments where you're just like, that's so cool.
Well, and again, we can move on, but I will say that it's like, it does have your wheels turning about, okay, sure, this is for this specific brand of product, but what
Right.
other consumable where you're
Mm-hmm.
selling it over and over on a subscription base, could you do something like that when the packaging becomes part of the product? I think that's really interesting. So,
And again, then you can give it away for free because, yeah, it's a really cool concept. We can move on to the product of the week. It's not a
okay,
period pad. Product of the week.
great.
Okay, now I gotta pull up the name because I'm having a. Okay, so this is the Gemini QI 3.0. So this is the third. They've perfected this bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited about this for a multitude of reasons. So number one, it just, if you are watching, you can see it looks like a really cool award. It's got the etched design in the back. It's very sleek looking. This just looks very much like a really cool trophy that I got, is what it looks like. However, it is a MagSafe wireless charger that your phone can sit on throughout the day, which is just a double whammy. These come in retail packaging. You open this and it looks like it's a
Mm-hmm.
Apple product. It's
Yeah.
a very cool packaging. Not only that, one piece minimum, less than $30 at EQP. Like, this is such a killer product. You can do the personalization with that one piece minimum. Obviously, you'll have a little bit different pricing. It's not that crazy different though. And like, again, mine says PPAI Rising Star Jade Crider. And so they did this for each of the rising stars, and now we each have our own thing. And
Yeah.
I'll keep this and I'll be excited about it because I can utilize it for so many different things. So I'm really excited about this award.
Yeah, I think the
Charger.
well, award, charger, yeah, like desk
All the things.
item, right? Like
Yeah.
it's all of those things.
Uh-huh.
And I think that one of the things, we've talked about this. We love like any concept where there's a one piece minimum, because it does allow for personalization. If it's a one piece
Mhm.
minimum, then you can personalize it. So yeah,
Right.
that's a great piece. I totally agree.
Such a killer item.
Okay, cool. And we always finish the podcast with our shout out. And so this time, want to, this one's a little closer to home. But before I dive into it, just want to say, if you have anybody that we should be giving shout outs to, please let us know. We want to hear about them in the comments. We want to hear about them via email. Reach out to us because we want to push out as much good as we can into the world. So, so my daughter, Skylar, in the last couple of weeks, there's the challenge with the SNAP benefits being cut off. This is not a political statement. You can like or love or whatever, but at the end of the day, that was being cut off. So she started a food drive to help some of those in need around our community. And there's an article in the paper. Ironically, my wife, separate from that, started a food drive as well, where she was doing, and I thought this was kind of unique too, in the sense that they did it based on one or two recipes. So she asked for people to buy specific ingredients for those recipes, and then people got together, packaged those. So now it was a bag. There's a recipe, all the things that you would need to make this soup, right? And so anytime these happen to be my daughter and my wife, and so kudos to them. Great job. But also, man, there's a lot of people, when we have the division that we have in our culture right now, it is exciting to me that most people I know are looking around and going, oh, okay, so we have this challenge. What can we do to help? And that's kind of the reason for this session, or this part of the podcast. This happens more than we talk about, folks. Most people, right or left, good folks. So
blue or purple.
We want to celebrate that. And so this happens to be people that are near and dear to Jade and I's heart, but there's a lot of good. And so thank you to everybody who's doing that sort of work in the community. I appreciate it. So
there's even a ton of, like I was saying earlier, influencers that are using their platform and encouraging people to kind of go do the same if they're able. Of course, influencers that I'm following have a little bit more wiggle room with it, but one of them joked that the food bank is going to be tired of her this week, and I was just like, that's my goal. I want to get to a point where I think the food bank is going to be tired of me because I've made
Yeah.
so many donations. So again, just people coming together to help people, I think is just a cool thing. So
It's an awesome
same
thing.
page.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So, hey, we've covered a lot of ground here today. And so I appreciate you kind of coming on this journey with us. If you want to learn more about Hasseman Marketing, go to hassemanmarketing.com. Like I said, we have a lot of content out there. We have stuff for you if you're a marketer, stuff for you if you're in leadership or hiring. Check us out. Jade, this was fun. Thanks for doing this. Always enjoy it.
See you. Bye.